We are now just 112 days away from the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is going to be a movie that will answer many of the burning questions from The Force Awakens that were not answered in The Last Jedi that will finally be answered in Episode 9 by JJ. And a lot of that has all to do with Luke, Rey, Kylo Ren, the origins of the First Order, and a whole lot more in this film that's really going to contain many of the revelations, twists and turns, etc. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and all thanks to MTV News' Josh Horowitz. He got the chance and the opportunity to speak with Daisy Ridley, the actress who portrays Rey, and asking her about questions related to Rey's character. So this is what Josh had to ask. Does this answer all the questions that you want answered about Rey? He was talking about the film. Daisy states, yeah, I felt really satisfied doing it. I was like, physically couldn't have done anything else. Emotionally couldn't have done anything else. So it was really genuinely satisfying doing it all, filming it all. There would be scenes that I would be so excited to film them. So that's what she had to say in response to, does this answer all the questions that you want answered about Rey? And she states, yeah, followed by what we just went over. So what's really intriguing about all of that is that there is, of course, a lot of material in here related to Rey's character. We're talking about her lineage, her parentage, right? Her backstory, her origins, her true identity, all these different things. Where she's going, the deal with Dark Rey, all those different aspects that will be a part of this film will be deeply explained by J.J. Abrams in The Rise of Skywalker. Now, like I say, Kelly Marie Tran said and described this movie as very, very long, so this movie's going to have a lot of material in it, which could very well allude to this movie being around 3 hours long in length. So when we look at Episode 9 as a whole, we do know that this movie is very important not just to Disney and Lucasfilm, but also to us, the Star Wars community. We do know that during the rewrites of this movie for the months of November and December of 2018, just late last year, is where they changed many different aspects of Rey's lineage and her character, of course by not just JJ and Chris Terrio, but also by George Lucas himself. So personally, I am very intrigued about Rey's parentage when it comes to her mother and her father and exactly how that's all going to be utilized, and how it's also going to be organized when it comes to Rey's true identity in The Rise of Skywalker that is actually said to be bigger and more powerful than the I am your father moment, and at least that's what they're aiming to do at the very end of Episode 9. Now, moving past all of this, we do know that this film is going to be a very dark movie. J.J. Abrams is aiming to make this literally the darkest Star Wars film in the Skywalker saga's history, which really does speak volumes. It tells us that they really are trying to do an experiment with different aspects of the Star Wars lore that we have never seen before on the big screen. Star Wars Legends is a great thing, though it is very expansive and it did go to a crazy level. I will say that there's a lot more to the story to tell about Rey's character that's really going to give us a better idea of how the Star Wars Legends material is going to be used, and how that's going to be used in a sense where it will inspire the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren, as well as the audience that goes ahead and sees this movie. This movie is going to be catered towards all different mediums of the Star Wars franchise. Fans of every different level of Star Wars, whether you're into the movies, the video games, the comics, the books, the novels, or the animated TV series like Star Wars Rebels and the Clone Wars. It's really going to gravitate towards all fans, which could honestly be a good or a bad thing, depending on how it's all going to be done and how it's all going to be utilized. Now, this movie is also actually said to have the most characters and the most planets out of every single Star Wars film to date. Now, this most likely has all to do with the flash fights in the film. In case you guys are unaware about the flash fights, that's basically going to be a lightsaber duel where the environment around both Rey and Kylo Ren begins to shapeshift from many of the iconic moments of the Skywalker saga from Episode 1, ranging all the way up until Episode 9. And that really is a big challenge for not just JJ, but also for George Lucas to get done correctly. This movie is also described to have the most impressive visual effects out of every Star Wars film because of the next generation CGI technology that they are inserting into this movie. So, back to Rey and how all the questions about Rey's character will be answered in this film, according to Daisy Ridley when she spoke with MTV News. I gotta say, I am very excited to see how this is all going to unfold in this film and where things are really going to go, what Rey's path is going to be like at the very end of Episode 9, and the same exact thing goes for Kylo Ren and his endgame within the third act of this movie. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.